China, the regime, has a system in place that is able to manipulate the world, its currency, and everything else because of its totalitarian nature. Now, we can talk about what happened in 48. We can talk about what happened with Taiwan. We can talk about everything else. But Kevin, it's a reality. The Cultural Revolution in China killed millions of people so that people would remember that they had to remain silent. What you're saying is, I've had enough with China, but
you're good with it?
No,
you're okay with it?
No.
That's Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary calling out a dishonest political shill on MSNBC for attempting to use China's totalitarianism as an argument against President Trump's recent tariffs. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like Kevin O'Leary has been making some waves lately by defending Trump's tariffs. He's done numerous spots triggering the pretend journalists on CNN, testified before Congress, and now he's getting in heated debates with leftists on MSNBC. Here he is supporting President Trump by stating once again what we've all known to be true about the Chinese government.
It's the government. They cheat, they steal, they don't play by the rules, and I've had enough. And so I would like this thing worked out. I don't care about the volatility. I don't care if Trump ratchets it up 25% a day.
What do you mean? Wait, Kevin, what do you mean you don't care about volatility if volatility has a direct impact on us as the consumers?
Because we have to fix this problem once and for all. It's killing us. It's killing small business in America. It's killing large businesses. All the IP these guys steal. You go back and look at all of their technological advancements, and this is a personal estimation, you're going to find source code from American companies back 4 decades ago. These guys don't play by the rules. And administration after administration, whether it be European or American, have not dealt with this. It's enough. We've got to solve this problem. Okay. Now, if we have to squeeze Chinese heads to the wall, as I said yesterday when I was testifying, so be it. I'm willing to live with the volatility to get the long situation settled. I want to compete in China. I want to open up those markets.
What is the solution to dealing with China, a system that systematically violates human rights?
Here's how it works.
And that is able to use...
Well, you asked me, I'm going to tell you. You got Xi.
Okay.
He's the supreme leader for life. What keeps him in power?
Yes.
Keeping his people employed and fed. Now, when you shut down a factory, I think Janice Mackey-Ferrer just on before me, he's talked about this. When you shut down a factory, you put thousands, if not tens of thousands of people unemployed in China. They take burning torches, just like in a Frankenstein movie, up to the castle, and that's a bad outcome for the supreme leader. He knows that. Now, what's the largest consumer market on earth? The United States. Almost 40% of all goods consumed worldwide. What's the largest GDP? 25 or 26% GDP of the world? The United States of America. China needs the United States of America. We have the upper hand right now. We have the cards.
You know, O'Leary is absolutely correct here, and it's insane that liberals are trying to soft pedal more spineless international relations with China because the government might make conditions worse for its people if we push back and stop letting them screw us over. I mean, anyone with 2 eyes can see that they steal American jobs and industries, rip off American innovation, threaten national security, exploit trade rules, hurt farmers, weaken our global standing, and apparently have the power to do something that puts the entire world on lockdown. The list just goes on and on.
Now's the time to settle this, because we may not be the largest economy forever, but right now we can squeeze Chinese, and I'm talking about the government, not the people, to comply with the laws and get a level playing field between China and the United States of America. If it takes a little volatility, a little indigestion, a little acid reflux, I don't care. I want this thing worked out now because I can show you countless occurrences of where I have backed, as an investor, a company that gets to $5 million in sales with a consumer good or service on Amazon, on Alibaba, and then as soon as it hits $5 million, it's knocked off. They steal the IP, they manufacture it there, they sell it back into this market. I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with that anymore.
That's the nature of the regime. So what you're calling for is a regime change in China?
No. We don't have to change the regime. Xi has to come to the table and understand he's got to work this out. Otherwise, there's a bad outcome for him. And listen, there's something else you should be aware of, and I saw this happen yesterday. It's now public information. This Paul Atkins guy was confirmed for the head of the SEC. And why that matters, I don't know if you saw that letter from Rick Scott, but he said, I'm not going to confirm you unless you agree to uphold the law that the previous administration did not uphold about delisting Chinese companies that do not abide by GAAP. There's billions of market cap right now listed on NASDAQ and NYSE companies that I have to compete with. I have to pay for the compliance costs. I have to be transparent. I have to abide by the law, and they don't. And they raise money with the same bankers I use, and I have to compete with them, and they're not being transparent. They have to get delisted. And Atkins, I guess, they must have an agreement because he got confirmed. As soon as he gets sworn in, start delisting these Chinese companies. This law was modified to only give them 2 years to abide and actually comply, and they didn't. So delist them. Why should I have to compete with them? Let's squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them. Just keep going and going and going until they start complying. That's what I want.
At the end of the day, the Chinese government seems to be intent on undermining us at every turn. And so far, Trump appears to be the only person in recent memory with the guts to significantly push back on them with anything meaningful. And it's no wonder why outlets like CNN and MSNBC are giving O'Leary grief about this when they're controlled by parent companies that regularly do business in those markets and constantly push narratives that go against the America First agenda. But as O'Leary pointed out, someone has to do something, and now is the time. After all, the EU is too fractured and reliant on Chinese markets, and Canada and Australia are too vulnerable because they lack the market size to absorb any retaliatory measures. So once again, it's looking more and more like America is going to have to be the ones to do something about it. And call me crazy, but I think President Trump might just be the guy to do it. But let me know what you think. How do you feel about China standing in the global economy and our relationship to it? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye.